live streaming section. All right, if you're here and you're a student, just give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up. All right, so we're not gonna waste your time here. And in today's live streaming session, we are here to talk about very vital information, very crucial one at that, very a very important information that every student must know, or like must come across before he or she gets to understand life and gets to start making some decisions and plans in regards to his or her study. Alright, so what we actually have to do is friends network and environment, like friends network and environment. Now remember, all our tutorials has to do with students, and we are still here to talk about students. So if you're a student, stick very tight and pay attention very closely, because you're going to be getting some vital information, some vital knowledge portion to come across before. All right, so quickly, I'm going to be elaborate. I'm going to make it kind of broad. Like, I'm going to talk about so many things about the topic, and if you pay close attention, you're living here with something like vital something. All right, so friends network and environment. Now let's just analyze the word friends network and environment. Friends is just like people that you relate with, people that you talk to, people that your spirit accepts, people that actually associate with. That's just the term friends. Then networking is just like kind of connecting something. I don't know how to explain that, but you should get to understand networking. Like, it just a kind of something that is going, like movable something. Now environment has to do with the place where people live, the place we live, the place we stay, like we dominate, we base, stuff like that. That's environment. So friends network environment has to do with just students, how to connect about life and stuff like that. All right, so the first under the first this thing, sorry, guys. So we're going to be talking about the truth about friends and life, the truth about friends, life and facts. You know, if 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 I take a close look at three of three or four of your friends, can I predict your future? Like, can I actually predict your future? Can I try to will I try to get what your future is going to be, or like where your future is actually heading to? Do you get it now? So if I'm to predict your future, I'm going to be looking at your friends. Like, I'm going to be, firstly, I will just check people that you're relating with, people that you're talking to, the kind of that. Now this is where friends can actually influence you, or let's say predict your becoming. All right, so friends, they can predict your future in the sense of when you start mingling with wrong people, when you start associating with people that are not going to the same place with you, people that doesn't have the same mentality, people that are not seeing things the way you're seeing it, people that are often, I don't just know how to place it, people that are always thinking anti-clockwise. I don't know, their brain is always going backwards instead of forward. Now your direction and theirs are not going to be going the same way. Do you get it now? So this is how it, like, this is the place like where it has to do with now your friends. Now your friends can make you, there is a saying that your friends can make you and it can destroy you. It's mostly for students. So your friends can make you and it can destroy you. Let me just bring it down. If you associate with rightful people, if you associate with knowledgeable people, you're probably going to start behaving like them. Do you get it now? So this is how, like, when, or let's say in the state of, or just a state of place where your friends can influence you, when you start associating with them, whatever they are doing, no matter how strict or how tough you are, you're probably going to succumb. Just is it's just a kind of process within some process or some time you're actually going to join them. Just like if you cannot beat them, you're going to be joining them. So this is when you're going to get it wrong. Like when they start telling you something, when you're too conversant with them, like when you're too close with them and stuff like that. So they are actually going to influence some of your life or styles or decisions. That's just the fact. All right, I'm emphasizing on the truth about friends, real life facts. The truth about friends, real life facts. All right, the real life facts here is just the factual statement, like the truth, what you just, that's just how it is. Like there's no definition for it, it's just it. Now let me just bring it down. The facts about life and friends is if you associate with wrong people, you're going to actually end bad. Do you get it now? This is just facts. It's not, you cannot change it, that's just it. Even if you're blind, if they should tell you such thing, you should just know that this is just fact. It's just a factual statement. You get it? Now if you associate with wrong people, you're actually going to end bad. That's fact. And when you start associating with good people, you're actually going to end good. That is as well a fact statement. So is a fact statement in the sense of you're going to know what is good for you. Like you actually know, like as an adult, I perceive and I know that you should know what is good for you and when and what to accept. Do you get it now? When and what to accept, like you don't just like some people will be like, I associate with this person doesn't make me to start behaving or acting like him or her. That's actually wrong. At first it might look or is not going to affect you, but even if it doesn't affect you totally, it has some part, like it's going to affect you in some areas, like some areas I mean. Just like for instance, let me just give for instance somebody, a student. Okay, let's say a very good student, you enter in the university and you're having this mindset, I'm going to make a first class, and it happens that your first day of being in the university you made a friend, and that friend happens to be a kind of your first friend you made in the university. So you should know how it looks like just in the university where you don't know anybody, you just happen to come your first day of being in the university and you met a friend. That friend actually going to, even if you're going to leave or change the friend, is going to be with you for some time because you got to start knowing some people. Just like an environment where you don't know anybody you just try knowing is going to be with you for some time. You're going to mingle. Okay. Now when you have that type of mentality and just enter uni and you just bam, you just land and you just met a friend. The friend you just like, the friend is a kind of, at first it was looking cool and you kind of, both of you have the same goals and objective, and out of a sudden the friend started doing some things that you know inside instincts or you are not comfortable with, and you're not, that's not your motive or objective of being. If you don't disconnect yourself, if you don't a kind of detach yourself, is actually going to have a great effect because is your friend and it has some parts, sometimes it's going to be making what is it called, solutions. You're going to be making plans, going to be making, suggesting things for you. And if you don't have a strong say to your own self, it's still going to decide some things for you. Just like if you don't plan your life, some people are going to plan it for you. Did you get it now? So you ought to plan it so that even when someone wants to come, like someone comes and feel like wants to plan it, the person will now see that you already have, like there is already plan existing. So it will be hard for the person to bring in second plan or stuff like that. So you're going to be getting to disconnect, detach yourself from uh friends that are not going the same direction with you, and just this fact about life. And sorry I didn't mention this early. Before this live session ends, I'm going to be mentioning, like I'm going to be treating about four topics. The first is the truth about friends and real life facts. Then the second is friends can be really, sorry, friends can be real people but wrong for your future. Okay, I'll elaborate. Let me just list what I'm to say, like topics I'm to touch. The first one is the truth about friends and facts. Second one is friends can be real, but wrong for your direction, like wrong for your future. Then the third one is environment shapes mindset even silently. Like environment shape mindsets, a kind of silent. I will explain that. Then on the fourth one, as I said, I have fourth this thing here. Why some friendship must end after school. The reason why some friendship must not continue after uni, after secondary school, after some part or seminar that you guys attended, a kind of that. So these are these are the reasons. I'm coming to that. All right, so I just talked about the first one, the fact about life. Let me still emphasize some things on it, which is your friends can make you and they can as well remake you. Let me put it that way, remake you. They can guide your footsteps and they can as well scatter it. They can determine your becoming. Like they have a very good role to play in your life. Alright, so the second one they were talking about is friends can be real people. Okay, that's the second one. Friends can be real people, but at the same time they can be wrong, or let's say they are going to be sorry, and they can be wrong in your future. Like they can be real people. Let me break this down. This has to do with, remember, a friend is just a person that your spirit accepts. Let me put it that way. Somebody that you just feel that you're comfortable with. You can associate, you're just comfortable with this particular person. You can share secrets, you can share talks, you can share insight, advice, and both of you can exchange works and get to make some things together. And in this content you're bringing it as well. They can be good friends, they can be good people, and at the same time they may be harmful for you. Let me bring this down. It starts funny, that's just true. They can be good people oh, and they are sometimes, let's say okay, like let us say sometimes, let's say most times they can actually be good people. You see them, they are fine, they are very good, they are doing things the way you want, like they are, you're inspiring them, like you're looking towards them, you're looking, or you kind of becoming like them, and at the same time they can be harmful to your future. Let me bring this thing down. So I what I have to say is a friend, it can be a good friend whereby is reading. Let's say in a university you have a friend that is very very hardworking, is reading, is studying for exam, is helping you out, and all of that. Both of you have the same goal, maybe graduating with second class, first class, stuff like that, university stuff now. And uh, you happen to, okay, now let me just say, and you're this kind of person that love a kind of skill. Okay, now let me put it that way, skills, and this your friend just love reading, like it's just normal. Okay, now let me not say loves reading, it's just a kind of good student. What a primary assignment of a good student is just to get to go to your classes, read, study, and make up your notes, and just make sure you behave well. That's just a kind of, or let's say just a layman understanding of a good student. A primary knowledge, or let's say primary definition of a good student is just get to know your books, read, copy your notes, make sure you go to your classes and behave well. That is, and beyond that, if you have this kind of person as your friend, it can as well hinder you. Like it may not be, get me at point, it may not be the right person for your future. Like you, both of you might not end or in the same direction. That's just what I'm trying to differentiate here. Both of you might not end in the same direction. Whereby you're a student and you're still in school, and you just feel like to learn a skill. You feel like to learn a skill. Remember, this is your good friend. As I said, they are good, very good, oh, but they are not a kind of heading the same direction with your future. Remember, everybody has a goal. Everybody has a kind of purpose. Being that both of us are friends, or both of us are in the same call it, department, wherever, doesn't define us. Like, doesn't mean that you're actually ending in the same place. Two people studying a particular course doesn't mean that they're going to end in a particular organization, or let's say a particular company. Do you get it? This is just what life is. We might be the same age, doing the same thing, acting the same way, living the same place, eating the same food, but you're not going to actually, you're not ending the same place. This is just the stuff. Like, do you get it now? So the truth about the friend, or not actually ending the same place, is, I'm giving an illustration, like just an example. You are a student and you want to learn a skill, and this your friend is a good friend. You be like, you tell he or she, I want to learn a skill, I want to do this, I want to do this one. Now it can be harmful, or it may be harmful when he or she discourages you. Do you get it now? Now, if you suggest that kind of, or like you just bring that kind of suggestion, and he or she cuts it down, remember that friend is a good friend though, but he or she cuts it down. Now, when he or she said it's not relevant, why do you want to start stressing yourself? You're still schooling, maybe after school life will figure it out, life will figure its way out. This is actually a discouragement, but you now, you may be seeing it as, he's my friend, he's just wishing me good, he's just suggested, like he just wants the best. This is just what an average student will be seeing, because that person is actually a good friend, and both of them are actually relating well. And any suggestion, any advice the person is going to be giving is going to appear real, is going to just appear perfect, uh it's going to appear like the accurate thing to study. But if you're a sensible or student, if you're a student that works with determination regardless of what people are doing, you're actually going to still persist, like you're actually going to still forward your movement. So in this kind of situation, you you're that's friend for, like for some. Now remember, restricting yourself from a kind of group of people or a particular person doesn't mean that you hate them. Get me right? Doesn't mean that you hate them. It's just that the fact that, like, you're planning to protect your future. Like, it's just like when you love yourself, you're not going to start doing something that is going to affect you. Do you get it now? Even if it's a family member that is standing, that is a kind of restricting, that is a kind of restricting, you're actually going to fight against it. This is just life. Nobody is going to protect your future for you if you don't do that. Nobody is going to live his or her life to come and a kind of start structuring your own. You're the person to do that. So in the case whereby such situation, you know actually well that this thing is good, you love such, and a friend is encouraging you, or a kind of trying to stop you, that friend is a good person. Yes, but you can just try cutting something. Like, you can just you can still basis, like, just tell the person that I want it, I'm going for it, rather than just a kind of steal yourself from the person. It looks somehow. You can just tell the person, no, this is my reason of doing this. I want to start earning some money while still schooling. I want to learn this skill. Maybe in future time I can still help it, I can still use it. Do you get it now? So you just try. You taught the person, see, this thing is my goal, this is what I want to do this thing. Like, the person is not going to beat you. That is just it. The problem most students have is persistence. Like, they cannot just stand on their own way. Just like you're in school, somebody be like, Alpha, oh bro, let's go to this junction and buy something. Being you now, you just dey, you know they do it, you go just carry, like, you go just join am, that kind of thing. Then you people go, and from there another friend will pick you, go. This is what you need to know about it. As you student, you need to have this kind of uh me now. It's not as if I'm perfect. At least, no matter how close I am to a person, no matter how our friendship is, If I don't want to do any, if I want to do a particular thing, you cannot force me. You can just call me names or you just tell me I'm a Jew boy. I'm this, I'm this one. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm protecting something and it's best known to me. That's just it. So the best thing to do whenever you're faced with this kind of situation is just to stand your ground, to persist. After school, everybody is dispersing, everybody is going his or her way. That is, I'm still coming to the topic that says why some friendship needs to end even, oh sorry, after graduation, after school ends. This has to do with secondary school and primary, not let me not say primary school because their mind are not developed yet. Let's say secondary school and university, why you need to cut out some friends once, like after tertiary institution, after secondary school. I'm coming to that. So if you're facing this kind of challenge, your friend is a good friend, gets me, is a good friend, perfect one, but not encouraging you yourself, not allowing you to take your ground, like to take your decisions, to take your life by your hand, just like controlling you. That's not right. And that doesn't mean that your friend hates you. That now let me just analyze that or act, that simple act. That simple act, he or she is seeing it as is not relevant at that moment. But you that wants it know what you want. Like you that wants it know the benefits and the outcome. What is the benefit? What is going to fetch you? Do you get it now? You knows what you're chasing for. You knows where you're going to end. So and that is what you're pursuing it. Now he or she that is advising you is coming from another perspective. Like his brain is taking it, like he's bringing it from another realm. Let me just put it to another realm, and he's seen it or she's seen it as a waste of time or a stress to you or trying to a kind of pamper you, because some friends can pamper somebody into foolishness. Let me explain. Sorry, let me explain. I mean here is a friend can act or behave as if he or she is protecting you, meanwhile he or she is actually driving you into something that won't end well for you. So this is why you need to get to have a kind of mindset, strong mindset, and it's just like inbuilt. No one can take it out from you. See, just have this mindset that as long as I live, like my decisions, like you're good, you should know what is best for you. No one is to determine your future. Like you should just have the mindset of I know what is good for me. And even when people are hitting you, do this one, do this one, you know what is good for you. You know why you're choosing that objective. You know why you're starting so stuff. You get so people that are advising you, they're not seeing it the way you're seeing it. Mind you, they are seeing it from another perspective, they are seeing it from another look. Most of them okay, now let me there's two types of encouragement now, or let's say advice. Most people okay, some people can advise you by, like, okay, now let me start with the positive one. Some people can advise you by they are pitying you, don't want you to suffer too much, they like you, they love you, they care for you. Now they are going to be advising you by they don't want you to suffer, they don't want you to do this. So they are all their advice is going to be coming from that way, like that perspective, like that narrow way. Sorry, they are going to be all the advice is going to be petty stuff like that. You get it now. Now why the second kind of advice is when somebody is advising you maybe from wrong motive, just like a friend that you don't even know that he or she has a wrong motive or anything for you. Now any advice that that person is going to be giving you is going to be otherwise. Some might appear a kind of good advice, but in other way around is going to lead you into something that you don't know. So this is why you need to get to have some limits, get to have some boundaries. Boundaries I am saying not boundaries doesn't have to do with relationship alone. Boundaries here is a kind of self boundaries. Self boundaries has to do with your person, like you and other people, like the way and how you relate to people. you should have your boundaries by your decisions. Because it's just like this saying that I heard somebody saying that you failing or you not succeeding, you any bad thing happening to your life, you don't have anybody to hold responsible. Not just they are not no to guide. Let me now use student language. Them no to guide. You get. Now that doesn't mean that you should start misbehaving, you should start stealing, or you should start doing otherwise. You can actually start or something like that gives you a better room self to calm down, to know that nothing to do, like things and things no too dey ground. You gats that gives you a better room to even make some changes early, get to know some things without being like without anybody telling you. I'm telling you honest truth. Some situations is a kind of has a literal knowledge that it inculcates to some people without them reading it from any particular book, without them attending lectures to hear it. If you know your background, if you know where you're coming from, if you know the type of thing that is on ground, those things is more than enough, is capable enough to a kind of power your stops, is capable enough to power your direction, like stuff like that, even without getting any motivational talks or speech. So that's for that. Let's just we are still coming to we'll summarize, but the third one is environment shapes mindset even silently. You may it sounds somehow. How do environment how can environment change somebody silently? Now let's see. Environment, let me still simple definition. Environment is just like where you stay, where people live, where you base. It can be seen as an environment. Now beyond that, beyond living, beyond staying, beyond basing that particular location, that particular location has something to influence, has a gift. Let me now put it a gift. It has something to gift you, being whoever, adult, child, upcoming, anything that your environment has a special gift to give you. Now that gift is, it can be a positive gift, it can be a negative gift. You know, gift differs. Every gift is not gift. For the fact that somebody is gifting you or giving you something doesn't mean that is a sure gift. That's just it. So and most times environment gives bad gifts. That's just the shocking part. Most times the gifts are not always good. I don't mean that environment cannot gift you good though, but most cases the gift is bad sometimes. Alright, then what I'm saying here is environment can gift you in the sense of, now let me leave gifting, can shape your life. That's the subheading for the third topic. Shape your life by either positively, constructively, negatively, destructively. By, let's assume you're living in an environment whereby you have environments where you have a lot of relatives, let's say a lot of relatives, and okay, that's your relatives, they are not, like let's say they are not having the same mindset with you. They are seeing life in another angle, they are seeing life in another direction, and which you're seeing it in another direction as well. So their moves, their their actions, their actions, everything that they are doing is not going to be going in the same direction with you. Like you're not going to be seeing it as your thing. Now when you're not standing strong, let's just assume that your relative, I don't mean your relative, I'm just giving an illustration. So let's just assume that they are not, okay, let's just assume they are bad people. Remind me, sorry, I said they are not your relatives. I'm just giving an illustration so that you won't feel bad. So they are just let's just give an example. They are smoking. Let's just say they are smoking, and you now, you know that that doesn't work for you, and you're just cool with the way you are, and you don't want any highness. So and it happens that you're staying with them. Now, do you know that no matter how strong you are, if you stay with them for long, they are going to affect you. This is just it. facts about life, they are going to affect you, because there will be in a situation whereby, okay, now let me just, something can occur, something like, maybe you ask them something, you ask for something, and you'll be like, if you're not doing if you're not doing things with us, we are not going to be relating with you. We are not going to be, if you're not our G, if you're not taking what you are taking, if you're not moving in the same line with us, you're not going to be you're not going to be relating, that kind of it. Now this can bring, like, it can bring someone's morale down, like it can really affect your think, like it can start taking your mindset towards that. Now maybe it's a very good, a vital something. Let's just assume that you need money. Let's assume that you're the last born and you need money, and you're staying with your big bro, and your big bro is smoking, is taking some hard drugs, and let's say you've been arguing as a good student, you've been bombarding him or her. Let's say him, he's mostly for guy. You've been bombarding him, stop, 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 and it looks as if you people are a kind of in a small grudges, just because of the stuff that you're asking him to stop. Now maybe just something occur, or let's just say something just happened in your life and you just need an urgent money. Remind you that particular person is your sibling, and it happens that you're staying with him and he has, but maybe you're just like, you just come to him, say, bro, help me with so money, help me with so money, let me just fix this thing, let me fix this thing. They might not look at you and laugh. In most cases, they might not just even talk to you, they will just snub you, that kind of a thing. Now this is, or they might even give you condition. They can tell you that if you want this or more, you go do this one. You get, no. Now in that kind of situation, in that kind of circumstance, like, your decision, or let's say your stand is being shifted, like is being threatened. Now if you're a person that is having 100%, uh what's it called, 100%, let's say strong mind, 100% strong mind, that I cannot do this thing, you now start having 50, you now start considering it. This is when it's going to be offering you bad gift. You start what is it, you now start looking at the good side of that particular thing that you initially don't want. So stay with people that are not okay, people that are not just good, or let's say people that are not doing the same thing with you, or playing the same, or going the same direction with you, can actually hinder you. And again, another illustration is when you stay long with drunkards, like, it's just a kind of environment. Remember we were talking about environment. Now environment doesn't, it's not restricted, it's not limited to your room or a place or where you live. Environment has to do with that location as if we just like states, just like Nigeria, we have Nigeria and we now have states. I will now have local government, like we just have stuff like that. So let's just say it's just within states. Environment can be within states. Environment can be within location, like local villages and stuff like that. So it's not, don't start looking at environment as just your compound. So just, it's a kind of broad. So it's a kind of broad. It has to do with everything around, your location. That's the environment. Now when you start succumbing, when you start considering it, when you start seeing it uh as something that can work, you're actually going to shift from that your 100% strong mind decision. So by shooting, if it's a wrong motive, you see, it's going to end you bad, and which you innate, your innate this thing knows that it's not your this thing, but that circumstances has a kind of caused you to succumb, or caused you to accept such offer. So environment has a vital role to play. Environment has a very accurate role to play, and as well to your education. Like, let me bring it, because most of our more of our topics and talks is on students. So let me now bring this to students' life, or let me just bring it to a university. Maybe a university whereby you're associated with wrong friends, a university whereby you have wrong friends as your friend. When lectures are going on, you're a kind of associating with those people. You're not meeting up, you're not just yourself, because you can't tell me that you're actually yourself and you just choose to do bad, you just choose to go the wrong direction. Nobody, no one becomes bad by his or herself. Something cost it, a friend cost it, environment cost it, or where he or she finds himself cost it, things that he or she watch and listen to cost it. So the emphasis of things costing things are not, oh, there are plenty. A lot of things can cause somebody or to do start doing something. So a lot of things can just cost it. A lot of things can cause it. So it's not restricted only environment. Things a lot can cause, a lot can cause environment, or let's say a lot can cause bad gifts coming your way. A lot can cause or shift your decision. A lot can uh, uh, divert your direction. A lot can shift your goal. A lot can just do a lot. A lot can do a lot to your life. So that's for that. And the fourth one is why some friends must end after school. Why you need to cut down some relationship. Why you need to stop reaching out to some people. Why you need to why you need to stop doing a lot of things after graduation. Now let me just say this, mind you, some friends will literally stop, like some friendship will literally cut itself. Now let me give an instance. It's just like, now let me not use school. It's just like two friends, like two people attended maybe a seminar, and you happen to make friends, a friend there, and that friend now maybe, okay, you guys were three, like you were able to collide with three people, and you guys became friends and start talking and associating, and that seminar used to last like 3 weeks. Within that 3 weeks, remember, you just made a friend and you people are interacting within that 3 weeks. Now do you notice that once that seminar or whatever that collide you people elapse, like once it finish, once it ends, and three of you disperse, like everybody or maybe try dismissing, do you, or have you been in that position or that situation whereby such thing happen? Now if that friendship, there's no way and there's no means that friendship can still remain the way it is after you guys has dispersed. It's not possible. Now let me tell you the reason. The reason is that events, things can cause somebody. Now a lot of things can cause you start relating with people. Not having some like needs can cause you to start relating with some people. Let me give you example. Just like when you don't have money, now you have a roommate that has money, you're automatically going to start relating with such person. You're automatically going to be the person's favorite because he has what you don't have and you really need it. So you're automatically going to be that friend. Now once you start having your own money, it's possible that that friendship is not going to remain. That's just it. So what I'm trying to say here is, you being you actually relating with people and getting to work with them doesn't mean that they're actually your friend. Most things cost it. Just like you in the university, school costs you meeting some people, and that's just school. You didn't uh, you didn't meet them in the road and you people became friends. It was in school. And most school, like in most cases, once that school finish, depending on the years, 4 5 6 years and all of that, once it elapsed, once you guys graduate, most relationships is going to end, literally on its own, because school, that relationship is not a kind of strong, like nothing in it is holding it. It's just a kind of an event. It's a school, like school cost it. School bring you guys together, like to start relating. This is just it. So Still on our topic that some friendship has to cut down, some friendship is automatically going to be stopping after graduation, after school ends. Now, just like I give an illustration where you are relating with a person because of some certain thing that he or she possesses, and it happens to be that you start having your own, that friendship is going not going to be strong. It's going to fluctuate, it's going to stop, it's going to clash, it's going to start, it's going to just start cracking. That's just it, and most cases it's just cut totally. So I want to bring this mind idea or mindset to you. I want to inculcate this mindset to you that friendship, you relating with somebody, you having to do with anything, like you having to do something with anybody, doesn't, it's not just a kind of plan, it's not it's just a kind of nature, it's not a kind of what it's meant to. Just like some people tell you that it's meant to, bro, it's not meant to. Something cost it, situations comes cost it, circumstances cost it, a lot of things can cause somebody to relate to. It's best to know who's going to who is going the same direction with you, and how you actually align. Just like for instance, let me just give another illustration. You're driving and maybe, okay, you're driving and your tire, you had a flat tire on the road while going, and you just, someone just lifted you, like someone give you a lift, and you just start talking with the person during the driving process, and you guys, maybe he or she happen to drop you on your location. Now, that interaction is not meant to be, is not, is not a kind of predetermined or whatever to be. The thing is just that that flat tire situation cost it. Have you seen it now? So I'm just trying to break it down to you for you to get, a lot of things can cause relationship, a lot of things can cause things to happen, a lot of things can bring people together. And you being together, having a lot those things doesn't determine or doesn't give you the mindset that this is the way it is, this is you, doesn't guarantee like doesn't give you the ability to accept everything, doesn't give you the ability to accept everything. So this is why you need to have an innate decision, like something that you can beckon on, something that is innate that no one can take. So meeting with a lot of people doesn't change it, doesn't remove it. That's just where I'm coming from, that's the angle I'm picturing. So meeting a lot of people doesn't change it, doesn't even has an effect on it. So you can still have it and has to do with, you can still have it then associate with plenty people, because situation can bring many people on your way. So when you don't have this strong decision, when you don't have this strong stand on your decisions and what you stand for, those people coming your way are actually going to inflect, they are actually going to impute some imposes. This one will come maybe secondary school days, someone impose something on you, like someone, let me use ejection, someone injected one stupid idea in you, like you just succumb, you start doing, and secondary school finished, everybody dispersed, you still enter here, you enter into uni, another person, another person still injected another one on you. Have you seen it too? If you're standing your ground, when that first person like is trying to, you resist it because you know what you want, you're not going to accept theirs, you're going to start your ground. And when you still leave the secondary school, you're entering into uni, another person still tries, you're going to still resist it. So this is why it's important, and beyond that, outside life as well, there is this thing that people, students doesn't know about life. School, okay, just like an average student that have, let me just say average, let me not use an abusive way, an average student that is cool, average student that is cool, and you just ask him, where are you going to be, or let's say, what's your plan, what's your next move if school should end now, like what are you going to like where are you going to see yourself if school should end now? Now, most people answer is going to be like, life will figure itself, things will fall it apart. Like people are just saying it that, see, going to university, being opportune to attend high institution doesn't guarantee, even sometimes your certificate doesn't guarantee good job, your certificate doesn't guarantee good life, your good grades doesn't. I'm not saying that it's not good, chase after it, that's good, but in most cases it doesn't give you good a very short guarantee. That's just the fact. Now, you studying mass com doesn't mean that you're going to work in use or I think stuff like that. And you studying law doesn't give you a strong feeling that you're going to be a professional lawyer. Circumstances, things can actually take you out from that lane. You coming out, that's not what I'm wishing, but things can actually happen. Now, you coming out doesn't, or you coming out from that institution and things, you coming out from that institution doesn't give you the sure ground that you're going to possess this thing. That's just it. So, in a situation whereby, sorry, okay, I'm doing uh some random this thing. But on the topic I am like the topic I'm emphasizing on is why some friendship needs support. All right, so I'm saying that life. Okay, I was saying something about life after school. So I mentioned most students will just think that once school finishes, like life is going to fix itself. That's not actually right. That's just what they don't know is that once school finishes, that's when the real life starts. When we were leaving secondary school, most teachers were saying, "You're going to face life. You're going to face reality. Life, you're going to face life. Prepare yourself. Be strong. Do this one." But that's actually true. When you start facing life, is okay. Most people, let me not say that they were wrong, they were actually right, because most people face life after secondary school. That's people that were not opportune to further their education to high institution level. Now most people face life after high institution level. Do you get it now? Okay, safe to say there's two, or it's not even two, it's three. Do you know why? Most of our parents wasn't opportune to attend secondary school. Do you get it now? So let's say there's three stages of facing life. I have some friends that dropped after primary six. Do you get it now? Let's say they started facing their own life then. Now, let's say it's three stages: primary school, secondary school, so that it's you fall into, like, it's going to cover everything. So because most people are not opportune to further to secondary school, then people that further to secondary school, most of them, like, you're not opportune to further to high institutional level. Do you get it now? So it's safe to say there are two stages of there's two a three stages of our life facing as a student before you get to mature and all of that. So facing in primary school, I think, is not, like, I don't know, is always, if you don't have a strong guide, is not always ending well. Can you imagine a student that just dropped out from primary six, facing life, starting at that early age, starts facing life, hustling and all of that? It takes the grace of God and the help for that student to end well, for that particular child to end well. Now, as well, somebody can actually leave a secondary school and without being, like, without following the education, and still end well. That's just about life. As I said earlier, you having the ability or access or the grace to further education doesn't determine your success. This is life. It's possible that somebody that dropped after secondary school can actually end, or let's say live better, if you that further your education and institution did not plan well. So is this is why, if things, like, if things fail to fall or on the right path, if things fail to fall the way they planned it, they are not start seeing it as school is scam. Now, this is where that saying that school is scam now enters. Do you get it now? So this school is scam. Most people that the people that that are even saying it most at times is people that went to school. Yes, it's people that went to school. Now let me tell you the reason. The reason why they are saying it is it's just like they are in school, they're in the uni, they spent 6 7 years, spent money, spent energy, resources, and they're out. Okay, why they were still spending? They did not plan themselves. Like they were not opportune to get this kind of lecture that I'm giving here. They were not opportune to listen to some knowledgeable talks and uh, speech. They were not opportune to start planning their lives. They were not opportune to start picturing life after school, even while schooling. They were not opportune to see many things, see the right path, or picture their future they want to feature in. Now they are just actually going to graduate, pam, they will just land at life. Life will just hit them hard. And they are going to be frustrated, like they are going to be left with nothing. This is when they will start shouting, school na scam, school na scam. I'm not surprised. This is just what makes it, this is what caused it, this is the origin, like this is where it starts. And it's very annoying, and it's very heartbreaking that somebody will just suffer all of this thing in university and you're just out and nothing is left for you. So that is why uh there is there's a necessity that every student must get to learn something that they should know, get to know something that they should know before ever graduating. This is just why it's necessarily important. They should know what they need to know before they start graduating, because not if they are not well equipped, it's just like getting them well equipped. It's just like you going out for war without having a lot of resources. When your bullet finish it, your opponent, your enemy will attack you and you just die. That's just it. So in life now, you just like being frustrated. That dying in life is a kind of being frustrated. Like you're going to be frustrated. So if you're not well equipped academically, wisdom wise, like all areas, if you're out, it's going to look as if you wasted your years. And that is where that saying of school na scam will now start coming into your mind. And it's not always funny. It's not always funny. That's not what I hope for Nigerian students, and that's not what I hope for students across the world. So it's best as a student to start a kind of planning your stops, planning your lengths, getting to know what you need to know, getting to know what you ought to know while you're still schooling, to enable you. Let me give you an important let me just say this. Students, like schooling it is an opportunity. It's a very great opportunity, mostly university. Let me still break it down. In a university, most students have a lot of time. Do you know why? Do you know how? Unlike secondary school, you're actually going to school returning. Probably you're going to be doing some stuff at home. You're going to be going some errands. You're going to be sent to places to do some things. Now, in university, it's not like that. In university, it's just for you to attend your lectures. You're back to your lodge. And if you're not utilizing those moments, those up or being in a university is a great vital opportunity, a golden opportunity that every student must not uh, must not waste. You must know how to utilize it. Now you're actually back from lecture and you're just at home. Most people will just take this opportunity to become lazy. That's when you see a graduate will just come out, like the person is just, all he or she knows is just to sleep, 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 because he or she did not utilize the time that he or she had. He or she was using to sleep and all of that, because nobody in university, after attending lectures, you're back, you're just at home. If you happen to utilize your time well, those moments and time seasons that you're going to be at home, you're going to be using it for reasonable something. If it's a skill that you're going to be learning hourly, you can involve yourself in that. If is a online, like plenty things, you can even stay at house. That is what introduce soft skills that you can stay anywhere and do without removing your clothes, without working hard, without working tirelessly to earn some funds, you can stay at that same house that you're sleeping to do some stuffs, to learn some soft skills. So even after graduation, now don't be surprised if I tell you that of the living, surviving, and funding some of possessing some things are like the now most of them are not being paid by government. It's just that skill, it's just that a lot of things that they were able to involve themselves even while schooling, that is surviving, like that is that they built career on. So this is just have something doing as a student. It doesn't, it's not going to, or it's not as if it's going to stop your studies. Now, as I said, you're not going to be lecturing the whole day. Lectures, you can have lectures 2 3 times, that's cool. But there is some days that there won't be lectures. There is some days that you have one and the whole day is just like that. So my emphasis is just get to do something and not to sleep, and not to sleep. This is for girls specifically. I'm sorry if it is you the hard way, but that's just true. Get to start doing some things and not to sleep always. If you're a student, that does not give you the right to start sleeping because you're not doing anything. That does not give you the right to sleep because you're not the one funding your bills, because you're not the one doing the payment, because life after school go shock you. It's just like one clip that I watched. A student, they showed where a student, when he was still in school, he called his parents, I need this, I need this, they sent him money. And now they now showed the other clip when he graduated. He came back to the same house and was rejoicing. Everybody welcomed him. The next day he asked for money to buy something. They pushed him out to go and work. This was it. Once you graduate, shikena, your chapter is closed. They are assuming that you are an adult, and of course you are. You need to start doing some things for yourself. And if you're not if you're not well equipped when you were still in school, now in this kind of situation you're going to look frustrated. Like it's just like when they pushed you out on the wall, like they pushed you out to the world, because you might, that's not what I'm wishing, but this is just a live life fact. Most people might not be opportune to get work immediately after graduation. Now if you don't have any back up, something that you can beckon on, that you can just rely on, if you were to fall, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be stranded, and you're just going to start seeing failure literally, and which is not which is not just truth. You get, so you ought to, our emphasis, everything is going to, you ought to start doing something. I've diverted from my topic, or my topic that says some friends need to. So let me go back to my topic. We were rounding up in few time. Friends, some friends, some particular friends, I did not say all, some particular friends, even you don't even need to cut it. Most of them will cut literally. As I said, most of them will cut literally. Then most of them is, okay, I explained how and why most of them will cut literally, because so many things cost it, because it's not predetermined, like it's not predestined, a kind of that, it's not destined, it's not just where is or is meant for, like stuff like that. So it's just situations, circumstances, a lot of things cost it. So that is why it's going to cut by itself literally. Now that is the first part. Now the second part is when you, your particular self, need to cut out some friends, take some boundaries after graduation, after you're out from school. Now remember, most friends that you're going to be making in uni are just school courses. Now if it happens that you guys graduate, you just like see, some people can meet a lifetime friend. That's just true. That's just the fact. I'm not against that, but what I'm saying here is some are going to be caught. Now I will tell you why most are going to be caught. Now when you're out, remember everybody is faced to life. Each everybody has what he or she is pursuing. You guys good are no longer the same. Remind you, when you met that friend, when you people were still in school, you guys good was to graduate with first class, second class, make good grades, make mama and papa proud. So that was the goal and objective that you guys was pursuing then. Now out from secondary school, out from uni, that's not the same goal again. Get my stops, that's not the same goal again. Now your goal might be different from his or her own. That's when you people are out. So that friendship might not as well be watered. It might not be strong again. You get. So by so doing, it can cut on this of literally, because you guys goals are not the same. You guys are not moving in the same direction. The thing that unites you is being cut down. Like what collide people is being cut down. So your directions are going to be different. Now, for instance, you guys graduated and you happen to travel or maybe to another location, and he or she to another as well location, without being told. That relationship or like is not going to be always flowing. It's going to be once in a while something, and by student it's dropping, is draining down. That's just it. And it gets to a point whereby it will start taking weeks, months before you guys communicate. Again, years, another one, no communication. So it literally drops that. And that doesn't mean that you hate such film. That doesn't mean that you avoided, like you intentionally did it. That's just life. That's it, nature. Don't feel bad. That's just like that's just the truth. So you're not going to be feeling bad. You're not going to be seeing that I'm a bad person, I restricted myself from this person. That's just what nature is all about. And the reason for that is because you guys are not longer chasing the same goal and objective. So you're going to focus on your life, and what life is after school. As I said, like you're not equipped, you're going to start thinking that that saying that school this can is real. That's not actually real. It's real to the people that didn't equipped, the people that were not well equipped. Why schooling? That's when it looks real to them. So if you're well equipped, if you advise your students, okay, if it's mothers, if you advise your children, siblings or relatives very well, if you give them a proper knowledge, so they are not going to come out being confused. Why still schooling? They are going to start making plans. That is when second plan, like plan B, comes in. I didn't say this early. Plan B, that's when plan B comes in. That's looking for another objective, like having a second option is very important in life. This plan B don't, so like it doesn't have to do with education alone. It doesn't have to do with students alone. It has to do with all area of life. Plan B is always important, because this life anything can happen to that your first plan. And when you don't have a plan B, it's not going to end your things are actually going to spoil even before you get balance, stuff like that. So you're actually going to have plan B. Plan B is important. All right. So now let's just say you graduated from the university, and you see a lot of things. You're going to face a lot of things. You're going to face life. That's number one. Responsibility. Now remind you, you're an adult. Your parents that spent money on you, that trained you, are expected some benefit. They are expected to gain some benefit from you. That's number two. You're going to start taking decisions. No support, no guide. It's as if that you are an adult, which you are. You cannot run away from it. So you're actually going to take responsibilities or make some decisions independently on your own, without being or advised by anybody. you're going to take risk. You're going to take risk. Risk are not meant for entrepreneurs alone. By then, whether you study entrepreneur or not, you're going to take risk. That's just life. That's just fact. You're going to take risk. Risk, I mean, here is not just to start doing risky something or to start doing crazy things. It's just plans, stops that can fail. Like just stops. It's not as if you know it can fail, but it might. That's just risk. You can't start doing something just like business. You're going to put your money. If it profits you, you gain. If you lose, you just take it. That's just it. You're going to start doing a lot of things. So there is a lot of emphasis that students should be well equipped. Students should know what to know even before graduation. They should know what to know even while they are still schooling. They should know things necessary, like the necessary things that they should they should start knowing. That's just the fact. So they are not they're not going to be a kind of they're not going to be confused because they are well equipped and they are out from secondary or they are out from the uni. So they are going to start taking that's very weird. They're going to start taking responsibilities. They're going to start doing a lot of things. They're going to face struggle. They are going to start building. That stage in life I think is called the morning section or morning time. I think so, if I'm not mistaken. So that's when you have to need to, like, you ought to build. And mind you, if you start building before then, that's if you start building when you were still in secondary school, if you start building when you were still in uni, that time you have some benefit because your mates will be struggling to build up something. Then you will be kind of establishing what you have gained, like what you have worked for. Do you get it now? So both of you are actually a kind of okay, both of you being the same age or graduating the same age doesn't define people's career. By then you have something, just like somebody that learns soft skill, maybe designing or whatever, coding and stuff like that. Now when you guys graduate, that person that was sleeping all day, that's cool. You guys graduated the same year, but that doesn't define you people's direction. Now you might actually start earning some stuffs, or maybe when you're out, so maybe when you're still looking for a job, somebody like you can just start to a kind of open a shop and start doing that skill that you learned, like that you were able to gain while you were still in school, and that person is just trying to figure out a kind of business idea to venture into. And now if you should look at it, both of you are not the same thing. Both of you are not in the same, they are not even to measure, like it's not going to be the same. You already have something that you're trying to establish. The person is just trying to think about something to start up. So this is why you need to know some things if as a student, and get to know some things and get to know what to do, what you ought to do, and when to start doing stuff and when to start doing such. So that's all. I think that's all. Okay. And there's this thing that I penned down that said, okay, that says outgrowing some people doesn't mean you hate them, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but you respect your future. It means you respect your future. Let me try uh shivering this more. Outgrowing some people doesn't mean you hate them. It means you love your future. Let me explain. You stop talking to people. You that this thing, if you start restricting yourself, if you start constraining some conversation, some communication with some people, doesn't mean you hate them. It doesn't mean you're acting proud. That means you love your future, because for you to start doing that, there is this so of you, or let's say there is the goals are not the same. Like a lot of things are not the same. You're born alone, just like this saying that you're born alone. So our lecturers will tell us, bro, you came into this school alone. So don't allow somebody or a friend that you met to define you or to just determine what you become, because you came in alone. That's just it. So you're actually born into the world alone. So you ought to know what is good for you. Now, if you start restricting yourself or start making some communication constraints to some people, doesn't mean that you're acting proud. That's just it. Don't see yourself as you're acting proud. Even when they say so, you understand. Just try explaining. If they feel to, if they get, that's, if you don't, that's all cool. So you know what is good. So if you're to restrict some conversation, that means you know that is not like that's just your life. You want it, and the benefits, or let's say, is best known to you. Like you just know it. So that's just it. So you outgrowing some people, outgrowing to relate with people. Stop or you stop communicating to some people. You restricting yourself some people doesn't make you a proud person, doesn't mean that you're harsh, doesn't mean that you're started seeing yourself too big. It simply means that you love yourself, you love your future, and you love what you want to be. Simple. You're protecting your future, because when you allow, or when you fail to, accept those limits, when you fail to when you fail to accept those stores, like when you fail to not guide yourself with those principles and laws, their sayings, their decisions, their actions, their displaying, whatever they are doing is going to be coming to you, because there is no protection. It's just like you, okay, just like a door, there is no bullet, there is no bulletproof, and people are shooting gun. People that is like people that is inside the house are not safe. Bullets can penetrate and hit some persons. See, do you get it now? Now, when you are a kind of, your decision is what protect your mindset. It's what protect not even your mindset, because that's where everything starts. You just protect your thinking and your ability to act. So when you protect it with your own decision, when you protect it with your own guidelines, when you protect it with your right decisions, your future plans, people's own are not going to affect it. Even if they should do, it's not going to affect it much. That's just it. But when you leave it blank, when there's nothing, when it's just empty, bro, everybody is just like an uncovered, oh sorry, okay, it's just like a sugar, that is not covered is going to attract ants than the one that is covered. This is now, if you keep two sugar here, if you cover this one and uncover the other one, even while the other one is in the front, ants are going to leave that covered one and come after the uncovered one. That's just a typical example of when you fail to protect your mind, your thinking abilities, like your actions, your life, with your own decisions, with your own plans, what you feel that is good. Other people's own is going to make it work. Like other people's own is going to shape it. Other people's own is going to just act on behalf of yours. So that's just it. And uh, I don't know, this first time of I don't know, I'm seeing a lot of people. If you're watching us for the first time, this is UF Graphics, and most of our videos, we make videos on how to grow on all social media handles, be it TikTok or Facebook, Instagram, and all the rest. And in all social media handles, we are present. You can get us on TikTok, you can get us on YouTube, you can get us on Facebook, UF Graphics. All right, so our primary goal when it comes to live streaming is to teach students and make sure that students earns well. That's our primary goal and objective. That's our priority, to make sure that students get to know what they need to know, and to limit and to constrain the saying that school is scam. School is not actually scam. It's scam for people that did not, that are not well equipped. That's just it. So we want to a kind of bring that saying down by students knowing what they need to know while they are still in school, by students getting to do some things that they should start doing while they still in school, to minimize regret, to minimize wastage of years in school. Do you get it now? So if you're watching us for the first time, leave your business and check us every day. We are live streaming every, sorry, by next week we are going to have a particular time for live streaming. I'm still writing my exam, so I won't give you a particular time that will be or a kind of consistent. So I don't mean to tell you now then if you check out you're not going to see your. So is what you need to do, just check our page from next week. You're going to have a particular time, and or every single day you're going to have a particular time to be live streaming. You're going to come in out and teach students and teach audience and teach everybody, teach students what they need to know. That's just it. And if you've watched up to this, I don't know, and if this our live streaming session has benefit, if you're able to get a knowledge, I don't know, just considering us, giving us a like, just give us a thumbs up, and just, if you're a student, you can drop your course of study. If you're learning skill already, you can drop the skill you're currently doing, or if or you're planning to learn a skill, you can just drop the skill that you want to learn. Let's preview, then we're going to make possible videos on that. Sorry, possible or topics on that on still our live streaming section. So thanks for watching this video. I honestly appreciate people that are here, and I hope to see you guys next time. I don't know. I don't know how to appreciate now. Thanks. And I honestly thanks for the ability, or let's say for whatever, like for what it takes for you to be in and to be watching us, and till now I honestly appreciate, and I hope to see you guys next time. Okay guys, so at the moment we are going to be going offline, and right, see you next time, and don't forget to follow our other social media handles. Alright guys, so we're going to be reaching now. Mana